What is this?
It doesn't look like a coffin. Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
It says so on the side in big bold letters
What
saying
is
treatment
this?
pod.
I don't know, guys. Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
What? Treatment pod TP00, stage 1 defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage. Right, cold sleep.
What?
These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
Think Disney. So Miss Akane is like an ice cube?
I think so.
Then we've gotta wait till she melts?
Yeah.
So, how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered.
What do you remember?
Everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9.
I can't. I freaking can't keep doing this.
I can't keep getting away with this! A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. 5 plus 4 also equals 9. I can hear Eddie fuming on the other side.
And the prime, whatever the hell is, of 81 is 9.
Yes.
Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I've watched them create the AB project. The AB project? Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses, at least, to the past.
Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning.
During the first, Nonary game,
You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this. But that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen, which was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that the moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Shut the fuck up about slingshots.
Wait. Hold on just a minute here. Keep talking about Sigma and Phi. What about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here? That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California.
That makes too much sense to get kidnapped from.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Yeah.
after being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an Annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense? Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years? Yes. In preparation for this day.
Why? What do you need us for?
I need you to swing an axe.
Yes, that's my specialty!
Just kidding. You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover. What about me? We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs. Huh? But I didn't do anything. But you did. In another history. You were able to perform a prime decomposition of the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat in mathematics, we were able to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 3-1. Finally, we used that information to stop the detonation in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you? Yeah, I did. We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger. Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it. And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. Guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? Kept saying you couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, straight for the moon.
Bang! Boom! Straight for the moon!
On the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. Don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke and we passed out. When I woke up, I was in the AB room. With the terrorist.
Now, Dio. His real name is Left. He's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago.
Sorry.
Do you remember what I mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeeded, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now. May I proceed?
No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. Hello, Shuichi.
Hey.
That explains everyone, save two. Luna and myself.
Hello.
Hello. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be alright with you? Luna?
Yes. I really don't want to talk that entire thing again. That's okay.
Good, I don't need anyone else infringing on my monologue. As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you are brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero, Senior, and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering. Who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma, in another timeline.
Saw a hologram. Still don't know
Who
who
is-
he is.
Dressed identically to damn Dio's bullshit.
Stage 2 is complete. TP00 unlocking.
Looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Let's get started then.
I laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, anytime.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Take a taste of your own medicine, Sigma.
What?
What?
I think Sigma had a taste of his own medicine.
God damn.
Suddenly, my head was full of memories from the other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse at floor B, in front of the white door. He was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I'd never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with tubocurarine, and that was the end of that. But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
Finally noticed.
Did-
Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
No.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god, you're...
Yes. I am.
What the fuck?
Akane
Schrodinger's
Kay.
cat.
Hey.
Akane Kurashiki.
Hey. Yup.
Fuck you,
Kay.
gay.
Oh, it's so good.
Akane Kurashiki.
It's you. June. I mean, Akane. But you're old.
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei!
Akane. Long time no see.
I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. Felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do to not collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
You remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse? Thank you for replaying the clip.
RKO out of nowhere.
Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did, at least. I carried your bodies to the third AB room and then took Dio's to the fifth. After that, I went to the first room and borrowed Kay's armor. So
So, by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you, and then Luna took your body to the sixth room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the...
What? No, that's nuts.
Fucking hell, I called it with the Schrodinger's cat bullshit.
Alright. What about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I've lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of Silpuril can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose. So, who is he? You've never seen him before? No. What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is. Never seen him before.
Me either. Total stranger.
What?
Come on, what are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
Hmm? Are you alright, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
What? Didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future. From 45 years ago.
I looked around frantically. And I ran to it and threw myself down onto my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it! Struggled to take a deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond, looking for my reflection.
Oh, what?
No! Fuck!
What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Kiln.
Klim.
Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker! Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be. Pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose you say you're going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Kiln. Fuck off with the K's. Your clone. That's why he looks like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, suppose for you that's still in the future. I said it. I was born and raised here. I was still pretending to be hidden. Gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. Nothing was done to reduce gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Since he was born, he's lived inside it. That's why we had a baby
Mm-hmm.
armor. Kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place. I mentioned before that the AB projects A, B, and B stood for before and after. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul, and body is what it says on the tin. Past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Fuck off.
To quote Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker.
Yes. Of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making. A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. When I kidnapped you personally. You jumped to B.
Skipped it, curb.
Well, he basically said the correct thing.
January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on.
Not only did it balance it out, we actually specifically noticed that things felt lighter than they should have been on multiple occasions.
Mm-hmm. Also, that a child was unable to be pinned down by 6 adults. If you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact.
3 plus 6 is 9.
Every time.
Have you already forgotten? We're all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down, and we've adjusted the clocks accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
36 hours of real time have passed. But to you only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past, and will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
That's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent have already happened. The story does not end there, however. line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to point B. This time you won't be jumping through fucking hell. Okay, I see where this is going from here.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body. Until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So, where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A. December 25th, 2028. The day all this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotating? I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's just a straight path. With one exception. Point E.
The line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028. The day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. But now you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out by jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028?
Yes. That's why this line could not be interrupted. Or, in order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C.
My head hurts.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
It's
Welcome to me like fucking 8 years ago when I played this for the first time.
welcome to the Nonary Game collection.
At least 8 years, I think. I don't even fucking remember. It's been so fucking long, but this hurt my head for so long.
Was it perhaps 9 years ago?
And for point
Maybe.
C,
It might have been. It might have been.
and for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That's why we have to fully retrace history up to this point. So that we might save humankind from destruction. It released February 16th, 2012. Did you play on release?
Oh god, no.
Did you play a year after release?
It was a while after the release of this game.
Okay.
I would
So-
need to I know what general time period. I would need to look it up though, because it's been a hot minute, obviously.
And undo
Alright.
the
Well,
hordes
we need
of the
we need
last...
President Herb to like jump back.
Oh my god.
Give me a second, I can
So that
Alright,
we
Herb,
can
return to the past
Casper.
now.
I know the general time period because this is back when I was living in Arizona, so I just need to figure out when that was because I don't
And-
remember off
Damn,
the top of my head.
that is some time ago.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah. You fucking remember? Do you remember how long ago that was? Because it was a fucking hot minute.
Hell no, I don't remember.
And undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Thank you.
Just having our own actual 80s game going on in the background here.
So that was your plan this whole time, Crypt. This entire stream was just another AV game.
Only
Kurt's
one
been playing
thing.
the game for years.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon.
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness. Let me pull out the knife I took from Dio. Like a bullet from a slingshot. Oh my god, did I just predict that?
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. Moment balance between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't figured it out?
Huh?
I mean this. Fuck! Oh!
Dio's
Here,
not.
hold this.
Damn it.
No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Fine! I screamed and leapt towards them. Akane was already in motion, the knife driving towards Fi's chest. I was almost there! When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize it was Kane's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Tu fui ego eris. What you are, I was.
God,
What I am, you will be.
You will be. Fuck.
Crypt's gone insane.
Fun game, fun game, right, guys?
Hey, Curb. Do we have enough time to start something else real quick?
I think there is one scene after the credits, but yes, we might have time to get into that.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
Suffer
sorry,
like I have for so
There was a-
long.
Guys, there was a voice acting credit for 22-year-old Akane.
Yeah, there sure was.
Yep.
Hey guys, there was a line of dialogue that was associated to a girl that never got a name on screen.
Yeah.
Oh.
That line of dialogue is during the is the audio recording of the Mars incident.
Okay, let's see here. So, oh god, fucking doing math right now. Oh, no, hang on. That was sophomore year. So that would have been... Okay, no, I think it was about 12 years ago.
A
A
new,
new
destination
destination has been added to the flowchart.
So, little more than 9 years, unfortunately. That would have been very fitting, but... No, I think it was more like 12 years. Which, Jesus Christ. Alright, hey! April 13th, 2029.
It's completely detached.
Thank you for the screams. Scream Foley, gotta love it. Hey,
Today is
yeah, go for it.
yeah,
Yeah, you're good.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So, excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now, but I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
Oh,
Yep. For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of static seemed to fill the entire room until, with a click, it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. You! Akane?
Never mind, there it is.
what?
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the fuck? You killed me!
Killed?
I guess technically you're gonna kill me 45 years from now, but still!
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
I'm okay.
Yes. You and Fi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and Fi?
Yeah. I only told you about you, but we also needed Fi to jump. The treatment pods.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. You know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9 along with the 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover, right?
Yes,
What about the third one? Who's in there?
Fi. Golden! I've been theorized screaming to Curb for the last 3 weeks.
And I was just sitting there going, interesting. You're leaving Sigma out of the equation. Interesting.
We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Fi who jumped from point C, though. It was Fi before she jumped from point A to point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are. And she still is.
And that means that after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes. The point C version of Fi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years. sleeping in ice. Much like Alice.
And when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point A, right?
Correct.
Huh. So that's why she didn't look old. So why didn't you just stick me in one of those pods?
You can't do that.
Why not?
You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming. Wow! A lot for some guy that was trying to write his college essay on Christmas. Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you'll need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. And also be the person to summon Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the 3rd AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out. And you'll just go back to 45 years, to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
My head
And then
is
I
exploding.
change history. Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is gonna work, I need your help. Also, don't ask why I'm part of Free the Soul.
To be clear, she's infiltrating Free the Soul is the main thing.
I know, I'm
Yeah.
I'm joking.
So, what do I need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we gonna do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Oh, crap. We're screwed!
That's why we need your help. We have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult. I'm sure you'll find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait, how do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after failing.
What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point, a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake and lost your arms and your right eye. Called it.
My arm's in my right eye. What the hell? Suddenly, a low rumble shook the building. What was that?
Go have a look.
I moved slowly to the window and peered out. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly towards the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. End or beginning?
Fuck off.
The end is only the beginning of the end is only the beginning of the end is only the beginning. of
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
All right, Sigma, it's time to get on the adventure line.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Fucking hell, what?
What?
More!
Why is there more?
As Kylo Ren once said, more.
No.
Remember, we have to jump back and forth.
So here we are again.
Where?
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle.
Yes. Of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural some of your memories to be missing.
I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered in a film of dirt. I wiped it off the screen, wiped it off with my sleeve, and my reflection stared back at me. There was no mistake. The reflection belonged to... Yo, Clem. So I'm Dr. Clem Zero Senior's clone?
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
An excellent question. One I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Klim was. In another history, he had been called K and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently, he'd worn it all his life. Kyle had been born and raised in this lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Klim? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. A spitting image of Sigma Klim in his younger days. I looked down. There was Dio, still handcuffed. Turned back around to
fuck?
Luna. What day is today?
January 27th, 2024.
Try again.
Or 2074.
There you go.
Oh my word.
Oh shit, you didn't jump far, you jumped back! Sigma,
Hey,
you're going
fucked
the
up!
wrong way!
The project is a failure!
Then today, technically that wouldn't be a failure, that's just more preparation time. And today is the last day of the AB project.
Hello, Akane, my son is a failure.
Akane has explained everything in the garden. Then she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. 4 of them would have seemed like little more than 2. Or for them, it would seem like a little more than 2.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. Just takes a while to have an effect.
Ah, I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
Well, why am I here?
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the Doctor is Sigma Klim, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness?
Yes, but... How do you know that?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes. I've been mistering Soparil whenever he gets... restless.
What about the
Luna,
others?
My girl.
They've all gone off to different areas. Temyoji and Quark, for instance. Oh, right, Mr. Klim.
So, Sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return then? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really a Sigma Inu anymore. He's Dr. Klim now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? Not gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? Can't wait for something that's already happened. Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not going to change. In fact, it's because of what he did or didn't do in the past that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction.
I'm sorry, is this the butterfly effect?
The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast.
This is absolutely the butterfly effect.
So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. Let's go northwest, he says. So they take the northwestern road, but about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers.
The semi is driven by Clover.
9!
Express? I think you mean the Express. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They somehow keep riding down that highway, and eventually they've gone 10,000 miles.
And they will go 10,000 more.
Just to be the one to knock at your chromatic door. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's
9?
went back in time, right?
Ah, right. Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories. Friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that? Survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness even in a world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, whatever God wrote those rules can look, I'm not just not gonna accept that, alright? You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
Is he right?
No. It's not gonna happen. Right here, right now. This is reality. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just gonna disappear or something.
Oh, that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Phi, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. He told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
No point saying anything to Dio.
Besides, he's asleep.
Kick him in the balls.
Too.
Sorry, but we really didn't know much about you.
Yeah, you have a point. Akane was in the armor this timeline after all. But what about Sigma?
Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore.
Of course. He is Dr. Klim now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here. Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know.
And Akane?
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. Must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might not even be human anymore. But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not anywhere. In the end, Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we're completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past. That part's easy to understand. But
Kinda sucks though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028. They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to.
To be fair, they're going back to 2029 and have to wait 45 years before they get to that point, but yes, eventually.
In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
But we don't. We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
You told us about Tenyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going. 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong, we know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
Hang on a sec. If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed.
It's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
Are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families? We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
Even if it is for the greater good.
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Yeah. It's a little bit much.
I hate this game.
Hmm?
So this is probably coincidence,
Yeah.
but does everyone remember in the first game what they did with the number 10?
What do you mean?
10,000 in binary goes to the number 10 in hex. Just saying. Think of just take it from there, if you will. So, we went and talked to the old lady.
She told us there is one way.
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seemed to be how Sigmund Phi's jump worked, at least.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
That's ridiculous. It would create a paradox. How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's...
Cat.
Good timing! High five! Oh, hey Kyle. Figured you'd come here eventually.
Where's Dr. Klim? Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Sure. Glad to see you. There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately my circumstances are that of an impossibility. I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know, Phi should also know. I've instructed her to answer any questions you might have. Anyone other than Kyle, that is. What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Right. Well, guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just, who are you, Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure. And I'm not Batman, or Spider-Man, or Aquaman, or Merman, or a Wolfman. I'm not a Brahmin, or Common, or Ramen. I'm not a Kaiman either. So you don't really need to worry about anything.
Please don't dodge the question. About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct? Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep. You had never gained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body. That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, unfrozen until the time was right. Then, on January 25th, 2074, you finally thawed out, even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious, you were carried to the AB room. That was where your consciousness changed bodies again. A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out, and sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This was when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission and the test facility. Unfortunately, your plan failed. The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you followed. Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right of of point E, you headed straight to point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the day you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put in one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future. It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden. This caused the two versions of you to swap places, and you moved 45 years into the future, where you woke up on the garden floor. That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you, only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No. Everything you talked about, you got right.
What do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as kind of X factor.
Ooh.
It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2. I'm not going through that shit. Is the actual equation. Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being whatever the fuck that says.
C to the second power, I think.
C to the second power, which is the speed of light squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c to the second power is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1.
What is happening?
Since that would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2. You see what I'm saying? In most situations, it works, even if it isn't technically correct. So, you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I understand. In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So, was that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028. You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Yes.
What happened there? How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because it would change history.
Huh?
There is a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of point E. In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But, if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear. You understand?
I don't. Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly, I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
I
shall give you your answer. You are not Kyle Clean. Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not. Think about it. Do you really believe you are Kyle? Or could you be someone else entirely?
And where's the real Kyle's consciousness?
He was thrown out when wanted. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028. His consciousness has gone into a body from that time. I doubt you know how much the Doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is irreplaceable. Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind there? I know what I told the others. That Kyle was Dr. Clinton's spare. That was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
That is why he created him?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the Doctor has achieved his objective. Kyle's gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
There's one thing that troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching point B from point D. That means his body didn't exist on Christmas in 2028. Does that mean he's entered my body? We just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. What's gonna happen to me? Are you telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. What is this game? You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system. As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
I have no idea what you...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are. Surely you must know by now, too.
You are God.
Player, you are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all this future knowledge, will need your help. Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
There's no way
Yes, there is. You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be. If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that a human thought can shape reality? Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine. Remember what I've told you. Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Forest fire.
Only you can prevent nuclear annihilation at the hands.
Alternative
highway.
end. I'm sorry, alternative semicolon end.
Alright. So yeah, how about we go back into the past and save the world, huh?
Yeah.
No, hang on. No. Hang on. Everybody chill out for a second.
Will do.
I'm not chill at all. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, don't worry.
Just give it a sec.
Don't worry.
Oh my god, the game is loud. Please stop. Game, why are you like this? Also, why are you not full screen? What is happening? You are very loud. I'm just gonna...
Zero time dilemma.
No volume, please. No voices.
No voice.
Oh my gosh, are you fucking kidding me?
Alright, anyways.
Don't worry.
We're
We're just gonna do something real quick.
Where the
Are you fucking kidding me?
Why the fuck is it not full screen? Whatever. This'll work. There we go. Alright,
Don't
hang on.
worry.
Hang on. I got this.
By the way, This logo is sick as hell.
Alright.
Oh.
What the actual fuck?
There we go. I got it. Alright. Let's go save the world, shall we?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Come on.
Alright. So fair warning, this game does not have text boxes. We're gonna need to sight read. I forget who that is. Oh, that's Min. Okay.
Min. Min, this is you.
He's a firefighter.
Who would do this?
I don't remember who these are. There we go. Oh lord. Yep, this is gonna be rough.
This isn't the time for that.
Oh, it's him.
That's fine.
Let me guess.
Yep.
That helmet can't come off, can it?
So creepy.
The hell did this
Damn.
thing come from? Yeah, we'll do voice actual like roles later, and there's gonna be a lot of like off-screen talking that's gonna fuck with it. Forget it. Shouldn't we be trying to get out of here? Impossible. This is a confinement room. Bar's only open from the other side. Min. I don't know who we're gonna cast that guy as. Don't worry, it's fine. We're doing it live. Hi.
It wasn't me.
It talks.
That.
Life is simply unfair, don't you think? There are moments wherein a single snail can make a world go extinct.
Make go extinct?
What the hell are you on about?
Who are you?
I'm sure you'll determine that eventually.
What are you Jesus?
I require all of you to take part in a game. With the fate of you, me, and the human race in the balance. Fuck that! Let's get started, shall we? Beneath my foot, there's a coin. One side of it is red, while the other side is blue. Which side of the coin is facing up? Make a guess.
It landed on
However,
its side.
you only get one chance. Do we get something if we get it right? Your freedom. I promise that I will release all of you.
And what if we're wrong?
You all lose. You will have to stay in the game until at least 6 of you are dead. What? Let's go with blue.
It's red.
Yeah, right. Red. It's gotta be red.
50-50 chance. The odds for each are the same.
Then we should vote. Wait, I can't believe you guys.
Akane's right. You're just going to do what she says? What do you think, Carlos? You're the leader of this group. I will take your decision as everyone's final answer. What are you talking about?
I'll let Carlos choose.
Pick red.
It's blue.
So, what do you say, Carlos?
No, Carlos.
Don't answer him.
No one just read. No one reading us.
God, we just started here. This is already a fucking
Time
mess.
to decide, Carlos. You are that solitary snail. The fate of the world rests on your decision.
The fucking pen up shot. God damn it.
Time to decide, motherfuckers! So here's how this game works.
Jesus Christ.
Red.
What are we feeling? Red or blue?
Red is
Blue.
dead, though.
Red.
I'm just gonna listen to the girl that's got her tits out.
Yeah.
Was that red?
That was red,
That was
yeah.
red.
Sounds like mostly red.
Damn.
See? Red!
No, wait, that's blood. Alright. Alright, Minior Carlos.
Well,
It's red.
Hey!
Ding 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 ding.
See? Didn't I say it'd be red?
Yeah, whatever. Well done, Carlos.
Are you some kind of clairvoyant?
I had a 50% chance. It's not too hard to get it right.
Hey, hold on a sec. Okay, sure, you lucked out with your guess, but what if you had gotten it wrong?
What does it matter? Everything worked out fine.
So you're gonna make good on our deal? You're not. I am a fair person. I promise to release you, and I shall. But before that, I apologize, but you must all sleep.
Sleep?
When you next wake, you will have forgotten everything that just happened here. Why would we forget? I wonder. Pleasant dreams. Dead.
there you go. Wow, dead.
Dead.
I know. You're
Dead. Payoff.
Nevada desert.
Decom.
Hey, hold on. Why are we outside?
I have no clue.
When I woke up, we were on the ground over there. Huh?
What is it?
Didn't we all have something attached to our wrists?
I suppose we might have.
Coin.
Huh?
Nothing. I saw an image of a coin flash in my mind. It was flipped and falling.
Come to think of it. Damn, I can't remember anything.
Me neither.
Neither can I. Somehow it feels like I made a bet with someone, but
Someone? What kind of bet?
mm-mm.
Did we all forget what happened?
Hey,
Hey,
go for it.
can I ask all of you something?
Who's this?
Is this kid?
Good question.
Child.
But
So
how'd you guys like the third game?
Is this what happened to you, Eddie?
this is exactly what happens to me.
Alright. Good game, everyone. We beat
All right, time for EDF.
we beat the game. We saved the world, everyone. Radical 6 did not get out of the test facility. We just won the coin flip, and that's the end.
The fuck?
Time to play EDF.
Welcome to Zero Time Dilemma, everyone. We're gonna pick up with this next week.
And
Pain and suffering!
between we will determine the actual cast because
I think we
Wow.
mostly got it nailed down, but yeah, we're gonna probably actually want to nail that down a little more and give people.
mind if I join in on
That isn't fine.
Yeah, no. If you've got Sunday nights free, absolutely. If you want to join in, We'll
Yeah, no,
probably,
I'm off of school. Yeah.
I'll probably give you the character known as Q at the start of the game, which is the kid,
Alright.
Yes, I get to voice the child. Nice.
who is
Yeah,
also
after that,
who is also the leader of Q Team. So, smiles.
You!
So many Qs.
I don't know why, but when I think of Q, I think of Q from Street Fighter.
So, to bring up, hey Curb, should we tell everybody who the whole cast here is?
I think most of it got clarified there, but yes, we've got Sigma and Phi. We've got Junpei and Akane.
Junpei Yori.
Wait, they're in the fucking cast. What?
Yep.
Yup. Junpei is the guy that was sitting down, leaning against the wall.
And then we've got Diana, Carlos, and I always fucking forget the couple's name. I'm so bad at remembering their names.
Eric Mira.
Thank you. I'm so bad at remembering their names. They're like the least interesting characters in this entire franchise, I swear to God.
So Eric is the guy in like the gray button up.
Yeah.
Mira is our Lotus in this game.
Pretty much. She's the sex appeal.
The
And-
obligatory sex appeal
Yep.
character.
And
There's gotta be
Diana-
one in every single Spike Chunsoft game.
I mean, to be fair, she was right about the coins, so.
And Diana is not Luna.
Yes, but she could have been wrong. That's the fun of this game.
Diana is not Luna trademark.
That trademark. Iris, what time do you guys normally do this?
About 3 hours ago is when we usually start.
I was not paying attention because I was doing another session.
11 EST, which
Shit. That's right after our session earlier was 10. It's because Elena gets off at 10. God. I'll let Nova host the other one.
But yeah. As mentioned, Virtue's Last Reward was my personal favorite of this trilogy. This game is also very good, but it's gonna be absolute hell for us because there is no actual dialogue boxes. Instead
so
of
how
a
are we
visual novel, it is basically just a cutscene with like escape room sequences dotted in between.
Oh God.
So it's gonna be interesting.
I'm gonna be paying.
It's gonna be interesting to try and live read, and honestly, this is the game that made me question whether or not we could do this, but fuck it. I wanted to play the second game on stream, so we're gonna try this and see how well it goes.
It's called improvising. We always improvise one way or another.
What do you mean?
Anyways.
See how good it goes? We just beat the game. went
CQD.
fine.
CQD and 1.
we got the sun end.
Mm-hmm. Now it is time to choose whose fate you will follow first. Select the team to continue the story.
Ooh.
So, the way this game works, and how we will pick up next time, is we can either go with C Team,
Carlos.
which is Carlos, and I want to say Junpei and Akane?
Yes, so it is Carlos, Junpei, and Akane for
Yep.
C team.
Each time,
Uh,
each image you see here is a story fragment. Only one is available for now, but will unlock as the story unfolds. Select any unlocked fragments to continue the story. And this is all just fucking selection things, it's fine. So, we this system, this is the reason I don't love this game, honestly. It's my least favorite of the three. This whole system here is pretty rough, but yeah, we've got Carlos team, which is Carlos, Akane, and Junpei. Q team, which is Q, Mira, and Eric. And D team, which is Diana, Sigma, and Phi.
Yep.
So yeah.
I gotta love how and I quote from Iris, I get paired with the two most boring characters.
Now, what's your thoughts on
Time to
Q?
take the fucking spotlight, my friends. Let's go.
Also, hey, let's look at the flowchart. Oh, cool.
Oh god.
Yep. You are
I'm
here.
sorry. Oh.
Here's-
Three choices.
I think he'll ask 3 choices, and that's more like
Wow. It
th-
feels weird to see such a small flow chart.
Yep. This is totally how small the flowchart is.
shut the fuck up.
Smile.
Oh no.
Smile. Smile. Smile to hide the pain. Hide the pain, Harold.
Hey guys,
did
do you
the-
miss
I did the pressure.
999?
I bet that flow chart's gonna look like a 9 after this.
Oh god, no.
and
No.
on
Please no.
and on that note, thank you all so very much for stopping by. Take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you in the next stream.
Fuck you, Curb.